have this subjudicial rule. So matters are pending before the court. You're not supposed to be commenting on the merits of the case. And there are lots of issues relating to what transpired. I'm going to tell you about some of the lies that people told in affidavit. People swore to affidavits and told a pack of lies. I'm going to read them to you this afternoon, and you make your own judgment about the credibility of those folks. I'm going to call their names, and I'm going to read the document because I have it here, right? And therefore, I thought it was very important for me to come and to bring the news to you. So thanks for all those who have been calling and posting, and even now on the live, people like saying congratulations and so on. Well, even though it's Paul Slow and the Police Service Commission, that one, I think justice and the rule of law prevailed today. So justice and the rule of law prevailed when the judge ruled that the suspension of the Police Service Commission by the President on the 16th of June 2021 was unconstitutional and ultra-virus the commission. I always felt so. My lawyers, I want to take this opportunity to thank and to congratulate our excellent team of lawyers led by Mr. Selwyn Peters, who I expect to join me sometime during the course of this live. And we had from Guyana, Selwyn operates out of Canada, and we had from Guyana Mr. Dexter Todd and Mr. Dexter Smart. Thank you guys very, very much for all the hard work that you did to present the case, which some people say was a very straightforward case. But at the end of the day, we still have to put it in writing and present it to the court, because as I have said on previous programs, how the courts operate is not what you believe and what you know, is you have to present the evidence. You have to present the evidence. But having read Article 225 of the Constitution of the Cooperative Republic of Guyana, which deals with suspension of commissions, constitutional bodies, it was clear as crystal. It was clear that the president did not follow the stipulated procedure, and therefore it was ultra-virus. We knew that all along. And let me say this, and I'm going to give you the whole rundown. The judge did so today. The fact that when this matter was filed, the Attorney General and the government did everything they can not to have the merits of this case heard. They did everything. They did everything. The first argument they made is that the president, who was named as the third respondent, could not have been named because he enjoys constitutional immunity. And the judge agreed with them. The judge ruled in their favor, said that you cannot name the president in the lawsuit, and therefore he ordered the president be removed. No sooner than that was done, the very day the Attorney General then informed the court, as the judge was about to set timelines for the submissions of affidavits and so on, the Attorney General then advised that they had filed an application to have the matter struck out. And the argument there was that the Police Service Commission, the life of the Police Service Commission by that time had come to an end, because the life of the Service Commission ended on the 8th of August 2021. And the argument was, since the commission life ended, the matter should not continue. Again, the judge listened to the arguments and ruled that notwithstanding the fact that the commission life ended, this matter that I was saying that the commission was unlawfully suspended, he said is of sufficient public interest and public nature to be heard and determined on the merits. So he ordered them to argue the case. They argued, and then the judge ruled, again in our favor, that notwithstanding the fact that the commission ended, the life of the commission ended, the matter should continue. Then he said that the fact that the Police Service Commission ended, the life of the commission ended, Paul Slow should be substituted in the place and stead of the Police Service Commission to have the matter continue. That was the ruling of the judge. The Attorney General challenged that to the full court of Guyana. It went to the full court. Again, arguments were entertained, and then the full court upheld the decision of Justice Gino Prasad. They didn't finish there. The attorney general then sought leave from the full court to appeal the matter further to the appeal court. That leave was denied. And after the leave was denied, then they had to now file submissions and all of that. And they tried to invoke the doctrine of necessity. They painted a picture. I'm going to read some of these things later. They painted a picture through the secretary of the police service commission, Jaigobin Jai Singh, and the prime minister, that this commission that I chaired did so many wrong things. We were rogue, and therefore it was necessary to have us suspended. That is, in essence, the argument that they made. Well, we heard the decision today. Those of you who did not hear it is there. The judge said, even though they even tried to use the argument that Conway and I were charged criminally, and therefore, so the judge had to remind them that the Constitution says about the presumption of innocence. So even though you're charged, you're presumed innocent until proven guilty in a competent court of law. So all that they did, almost 2 years, they run around the place. Well, the decision has been rendered. If they want, there's still the option of appeal open to them. They can appeal. But we are confident. That in the end of the day, as we said, justice won. The rule of law won out in this case. But let me give a little background. It's a long talk. The teaching instinct in me, I cannot assume that persons on this live are fully familiar with all the events and all the intricacies and so on. So I'm going to run you down quickly. The police service commission we're talking about is a constitutional body. The police service commission that I chaired was appointed on the 9th of August 2020. It included, as I said, I was the chairman. You had Mr. Michael Summersall, who a retired assistant commissioner of police. He became an ex officio member of the police service commission by virtue of the fact that he was chairman of the public service commission. So the Constitution says that the chairman of the Public Service Commission is an ex officio member of the Police Service Commission. So we had Mr. Summersall. We also had Ms. Vesta Adams, another retired assistant commissioner. We had Ms. Claire Jarvis, another retired assistant commissioner, and Mr. Conway. So that was the composition of the Police Service Commission that I chaired, appointed on the 9th of August 2018. And the life of the Police Service Commission runs for 3 years. 3 years. So 2018 on the 9th of August. So automatically on the 8th of August 2021, the life of the commission ended. I'm going to address those dates a little later as we go on. Now, when I have some very important point I will highlight to you. Very, very important timelines. Now, when we were sworn in as members of the Police Service Commission in 2018, the secretary to the Police Service Commission was Miss Marvelyn Stevens. She was there as the secretary. We got there, and she was the secretary. Right? The previous secretary, Mr. Jaigobin Jai Singh, who was there, as he said in his affidavit, for long, over 15 years, he went around the commission. He was removed sometime around 2015. I don't know the circumstances which led to his removal, but when we got there in 2018, he was not there. In 2020, I can't remember the exact time, sometime around August, October 2020, Ms. Stevens, the secretary, was sent on leave. Having been sent on leave, Mr. Jaigobin Jai Singh returned as the secretary to the Police Service Commission in that part of 2020. Now, let me say, and in terms of promotions, when we took over, we made lots of promotions in 2018 and 2019. And having deliberated on those promotions, right, the list of the promotion was kept confidential until, of course, it was publicly released to say these persons were promoted. 2018, 2019, massive list, hundreds of persons promoted, no leaking of the document. In 2020, on the 23rd of December, the Service Commission met for the first time to consider promotions of rank in the Guyana Police Force from inspector to assistant commissioner. We created a short list. As is customary, we created a short list and we were to for further deliberate and investigate. Right? The very night, I got I spoke with the president. A call was initiated for me to speak to the president. And I became aware then that somehow he knew of the shortlist because he wanted to know why certain people were not on the shortlist. Later, we discovered in an affidavit filed by Calvin Brutus, who was then a senior superintendent of police, he claimed in an affidavit before the court that the promotion shortlist was leaked to him by a confidential source at the Police Service Commission. That is what he claimed. So 2018 promotion, no leakage. 2019 promotion, no leakage. 2020, this thing was leaked to him by the confidential source at the Police Service Commission. Now you make your own deductions as to who that confidential source might have been. And I believe, I know from all the evidence, as a whole police, we did our own investigation and we got to understand who the person might be. You understand I am convinced I know who the person that leaked that information was. But let me go and I saw some things in the affidavit by the secretary painting this Police Service Commission that I chaired as not following procedures and all of that. I'm going to read some of the things later. Mr. Kanye and I will discuss it because he has it as well as a former member like myself. The very secretary during 2020, when we sat and deliberated on the promotions, the merits and all of that, he publicly praised the Police Service Commission that I chaired for the transparency and thoroughness in examining these recommendations and so on. He praised publicly. So he had never seen that before. Went on to say that in many cases before, there was what you call horse trading. So some members say, well, I want this man, and people say, well, if you get the one, I got to get this man. That is what transpired. That is what transpired. And to see that this same man swear in an affidavit and tell a pack of lies, I don't know if they'll sleep when the night come. I don't know how they'll sleep, but I'm going to address some of the lies that he told in the affidavit a little later. I'm just giving you a rundown and a background to this thing. So we had that. And here this part two, on the 17th of December, remember, I'll give you the timelines. On the 23rd, we met for the discussions on the shortlisting, the promotion. Even before that, on the 17th of December in the year 2020, we received letters from Attorney at Law C.V. Satram on behalf of several members. Let me call you the name. We received letters on the 17th, and the letter was addressed to the chairman of the Police Service Commission. That is me. The letter was addressed to me, not the secretary or the commission. It was addressed to Paul Slow, the chairman of the Police Service Commission. And it says that the people who sent letters on that day, or the letters dated that day, we had Calvin Brutus, senior superintendent, Ravindra Stanley, Chief Prasad Bacchus. Stanley is the man, I think he's on the East Bank at what they call it, Division 4B. Chief Prasad Bacchus, who is the commander of regional Division 6, there is East Bobbies. We had Shavan Jupiter. I don't know where she is, but she now is somewhere around. Prem Narain, and one Mahadio Singh. They all got Mr. Satram to write letters to the Police Service, to the chairman, to me. And basically what they were saying, that they had matters pending before the Police Service Commission, disciplinary matters pending, and that the matters were unduly delayed, and that no promotion should take place until the matters pending against them were ordered and determined. And in some cases, the lawyer went on to threaten that if any promotions were made without these matters being concluded, they will move to the court to nullify the promotion. To nullify the promotion. That is what I said. The thing is there in writing. So follow me carefully. I have to reveal all of these things now that the judge has ruled that the commission was unlawfully suspended. So the 17th, these letters were written and dispatched to the police office commission. We didn't even meet yet to start the discussion, but they preempted the thing because they knew that the rule is that once you have pending disciplinary matter, you are not going to be considered for promotion. So they sought to preempt that. And let me say this about one matter in particular. I know they're going to be listening. I know they're going to be taping. I have the evidence to support it. In the case of the matter that was pending against Brutus, Brutus is the one who occasioned the undue delay. He is the one, because the process to have the breach of discipline notice served on him, he evaded that process. At the time, he was preparing his division for regional and general elections. And when those elections were over, then it was COVID. And therefore, he couldn't come for the process to commence. And then the same person then gets a lawyer to write to say that this process is unduly delayed. That is dishonesty. That is dishonesty, right? So, and then, as I said, the 23rd, we met, created a shortlist. I'm going to tell you later about the conversation with me and the president on the night of the 23rd. Then we met again, I think it was on the 30th of December 2020, sometime around then, to finalize the list. Then we learned that Brutus filed a fixed date application before the High Court to basically stop the promotions from going ahead. We were doing the final deliberations when we were advised by the legal officer that the Chief Justice had issued a ruling that the status quo should remain in the force, meaning, amongst an injunction, that we could not go ahead with the promotion. And that stopped the promotion process in 2020. They went to court, and he was later joined by others, and the thing was stopped. Right? So let me move on. Then, in addition to that, once this matter was filed before the court, when it came up for the first time, sometime in January 2021, the Attorney General appeared and indicated to the Chief Justice that he wanted time to discuss. He said the thing was unseemly. It didn't appear good that the members of the police force, some members challenging the Police Service Commission, and he wanted an opportunity to speak to the parties. That is what the Attorney General asked, and that was granted. We had two meetings. I attended the meeting virtually with the Attorney General to try to resolve the issue. But we held firm that to challenge the Service Commission in court and then trying to negotiate with the Service Commission, that amounted to blackmail. And we said that we are not going to give in to any blackmail. You can take us to court, and then while you have us in court, you're trying to negotiate for us to promote. I remember very well saying that I was around halfway around the country or halfway around the world at the time, so I attended virtually. And I said, for any discussion to take place, the court challenge must first be withdrawn. We are not going to negotiate with a loaded gun to our head. We have two meetings. The Mr. Conway and Mr. Samasal and Ms. Adams and the other members, Mr. Jarvis, they attended in person at the Attorney General's chambers, Main Street. I attended virtually. As I said, I was traveling. I was halfway around the world at the time. So, following that, once they didn't get their way, the matter worked its way through the court. Several postponement arguments and so on, and the matter worked its way through the court. In all of this, they filed lawsuits against me, personal lawsuit, to say because some of the things that I said, I am saying here, I said it on this program in the early days. I highlighted certain things, and they said it was defamatory, and they filed lawsuits against me, and it was clearly the intention to muzzle me. Why nobody can muzzle me? Because I am speaking the truth. I am speaking the truth. The evidence is there to back up what I am saying.